funny YouTube videos, streamers shouting because they lost the game, or webtoon artists who inspire and entertain us with their comics. You know all those creators who make us laugh and enjoy ourselves. I invite small and big YouTubers, streamers or artists to join me and have a little chit chat about their experiences on their careers. Asking them questions you always wanted to know, and they sharing their own stories. Come on in, sit down, get a warm blanket, and let's have a look behind the creator. Hey Spazz, how are you doing?
I am alive and well. How are you?
I hope I'm alive as well, but I don't think so.
You can always hope. You can always hope. We're all dying on the inside.
We are all dead in the inside. The universe is dying as well. Everything is dying.
But hey, we got pizza, so it's cool.
Yeah, pizza's cool, yeah. This podcast is starting really dark. But yeah, you have 10,000 subscribers on YouTube.
About 10, half of 20, yeah.
Not yet, but maybe not in the future. Yet. But how did it all start for you? I mean, from the beginning, from your channel, or even before that?
Oh, that is a big one right there. Okay. So when did it all start? Well, technically, when I was a young person, around like the age of 13, YouTube was a very big influence for basically everybody.
Yeah.
I'd always found it very inspiring that these people could gain, this online persona and inspire so many to follow in their footsteps. So the first few that I was watching was like Tobuscus, Markiplier, the default YouTubers.
The biggest.
And yeah, the biggest. And for, I guess at like the age of 13, I decided to try, to do YouTube. But it all didn't really work out, right? Because it's not easy to start a YouTube channel. Everybody thinks that you can just start uploading videos and that's it. No, it takes a little bit of thinking to go with it, right? And so, yeah, for around 10 to like 9 years, I was trying for a long time, going through like different channels and trying to get a name for myself. And then finally, I was kind of at the end of my rope for the longest time because during all of that, my family wasn't very supportive of all the stuff that I was doing. Yes, it was a sad time. My parents were basically calling me a fool for even trying at all from the beginning. And so, yeah, at the beginning, it was very, very rough. My entire family was just like going off on me and telling me that I was a fool to even try at all. So this, up came CaptainSpazz because beforehand I had tried doing voice acting. I had always had a fascination with voice acting. And at the time, Overwatch was popping. It was trending.
Totally.
I was like, I hadn't played it, but I liked the character Junkrat. And I thought to myself, okay, because, I had tried voice acting before and it had got a lot of, attention. I'm like, all right, you know what? Last ditch effort. If this doesn't work, that'd be it. This would be the last time I'd ever try anything with YouTube, which was crazy because you can see what happened. It was incredible.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was because CaptainSpazz would have been the last one. That I wouldn't have tried anything else after that. I would be stuck, doing things that I hate.
Oh, but when did the shit hit the fan? I mean, you gained like not a lot of views from 0 to where you're right now. So when did it start gaining traction?
When did it start gaining traction? The funny thing is that like the very first video is literally just me voicing Junkrat for like three minutes, a compilation of Junkrat comics. I didn't know exactly how he sounded, but I had an idea, like, because I didn't know what the characters sounded like. So I made Reinhardt sound like Heavy from TF2.
Oh,
that's how little of knowledge that I had for the game. But I did Junkrat, and the first video I think like hit up to 16,000 views in like the first 2 days. Oh yeah, I was like fangirling a little bit trying to keep like that manly macho, like, oh yeah, I knew it was gonna happen, but on the inside, just like no clue that it's gonna explode. So I thought, it worked, so I should try it again, and that's how the
Mm.
channel started gaining that traction. Um, and
And you
I
continued
started
doing
doing,
that and doing more comic dubs of Overwatch.
yep, more and more and more and
Mm.
more,
But
and that's
recently, what are you doing right now? Because we have seen you have actually stopped uploading consistently. Why did you stop?
yeah. So, uh, that's the fun thing with like trying to follow dreams is that you also got to keep this realistic goal in mind as well. Like if the dream doesn't work out. And that was always me with, trying to do stuff. I always try to make sure that I had, another way out of something that I wanted to do, not exactly the perfect dream job, but just something that would work and I could also work on the hobby. And so it wasn't the it wasn't like the whole main problem of why I stopped uploading consistently. But again, as I mentioned before, my family was very, very against me uploading.
Damn.
Like,
I mean,
yeah, I
it doesn't hurt anyone. It's just uploading some
that
funny
is
videos and making people
that
laugh.
that was the main problem that I didn't get for the longest time. My family was they're from a very religious background. And
Okay.
so fame in their eyes is a bad thing. It's kind of like a corruptor. And I would always try to explain to them that like, if you look at a lot of YouTubers, a lot of them aren't like that. They actually care for their fans. They don't try to idolize themselves. They just want to do what they love. My mom came up to me um after the whole thing, after them saying that it was a bad thing, and she said, "Listen, you're either going to have to choose this or us." And that was the last of it because they said, if you choose this, all of us will, stop associating with you. We won't
That
consider you.
is
Yeah.
insane. What the F word? What the F word? I mean, it's just YouTube.
That's what mm,
Oh
it
my
was.
god, yeah.
That was the main thing that happened. That was like
Okay.
what stopped me from consistent. Like beforehand, I was uploading, but not a lot, but I was still uploading. But my family said, listen, if you're going to keep doing this, you can't talk to us anymore. And that was, I didn't want to lose my family because they were basically all that I knew. And, after being built on, this entire world that was built around you to suddenly have it crumble, it, there seemed to be more cons of me trying to go follow YouTube than,
I think
staying with my
you're the
family.
first YouTuber who actually talks about that because a lot of them have, I think, supportive families who really supports you doing YouTube and continue your dream. But wow, and never have I ever thought of that a family could be unsupportive of YouTube.
Oh yeah, my dad told me to my face, like, I don't know why you won't get it through your stubborn head that you'll never succeed at this.
Damn,
So,
that's so. Oh God, sorry, but how is this? How is this negativity helping you to reach your dream? I mean, your father being negative to your
yeah.
own son. That's so stupid. Sorry if I'm insulting you.
Nah,
Yeah,
it's
that's just stupidity.
yeah, it hurt a lot. It was the main reason
Mm-hmm.
that I stopped completely. For what was it, like 2 to 3 years?
Oh,
Um,
time
yeah,
flies.
2 years. 2 years I was gone,
Yeah.
completely nothing. And
Mm-hmm.
people didn't know why. And the thing was is I couldn't tell them. I couldn't, update somebody and say, this is the reason why.
Wow.
Because, if I uploaded something, my family's like, that's it. We gave you that chance. No more.
But why did you upload recently again? Has something changed?
Okay. This is about this is about to get even more sad.
Oh
Um
no.
yeah, the entire experience has been a roller coaster. So what happened? through that 2-year time period is that I was basically becoming more and more depressed. I was becoming, a husk of who I wanted to be. Because when I was uploading YouTube videos, I felt like myself. I felt like I could be who I wanted to, and my family stripped that away from me. So it was coming down to like trying to find pleasure in areas that just trying to find a way to be happy. And so I would go to gaming, I'd play VR chat and all that. And by coincidence, one day I met this girl named Amber.
Yeah.
Um, she is currently now my girlfriend. At the
Ooh.
time,
Mhm.
yeah. Currently, at the time, she was, she was severely depressed as well. I
Mm.
was just, I felt bad for her, so I started talking to her, and we became really good friends after that. And she heard about the situation that I was going through. And the thing with that is that my parents don't allow girlfriend, to have a girlfriend either.
What?
Unless it is in the religion, like it is a
Okay.
person who is studying the same religion,
Okay.
you are ready to marry them, they're like, yeah, no, you can't do that. So
Okay.
I had
Sorry, may
sorry.
I ask what religion you are in, or your
I
parents are?
I like I don't know if I want to fully disclose. I don't know if you've ever heard of them. They're called the Witnesses.
What?
The
What?
Witnesses. They're called
Okay.
Jehovah's Witnesses.
Oh, Jehovah's
Um,
Witnesses. Okay, okay.
yeah.
Totally.
Those guys.
Oh no, not those guys. Sorry. Are you still in
They're
the church?
no.
Okay, okay,
That
glad.
I'm gonna get to that.
Okay, okay.
Because Amber she still is the best thing that has ever happened in my life. She told me, you got to turn your life around from this. If you really want to be happy, you got to try to figure out. And so for a time, it went down as like we were talking back and forth, and she was caring for me, and I was becoming more and more confident with myself. And so it finally came to a point where she came out here to visit me. And
Mhm.
I at the time, um, my boss was actually my uncle, who was in the religion as well. The reason that I wasn't leaving immediately is because I needed more money. I needed more, finances from my uncle to gain, at least some leverage before everything went down. Only problem was that's not how it went down.
Oh,
That's
no.
not at all how it went down. They found out that she was here within the week. My mom was a detective. She would show up at my house. She would show up at my house without warning me while Amber was in my house, right? And I told her, I'm like, you got to hide. And so I'm trying to hide everything.
Oh my
And
god. Yeah.
my mom comes in and I'm trying to get her to leave. She's like, "Ooh, look at these are these cookies? Can I have some?" And I'm like, "Mom, get out of my house." And so it she was like suspicious at first, like, why do you got a bed, an air mattress? Why do you got all this stuff? And then the thing that broke the camel's back is that I forgot to hide my girlfriend's shoes,
Oh.
and she spotted them. And so she didn't say anything at first, but then she invited me to dinner back at, my original house. And I knew that something was bad was going to happen. And so I go there and we start talking, and she's like trying to like drop subtle hints like, you know, you got a girl over there? She's trying to joke. And I'm like, no. No, I don't. No. And so finally, it was the same day, right? They come to my house again, unexpectedly, both my father and my mother. And they have me sit down while Amber's hiding in the other room. And they tell me, straight in my face, listen, be honest with us. Do you have a girl in this house? And at that point, you can't really lie anymore if they're just, they suspect you of it.
Mhm.
So I said,
They're
yes.
literally in your house.
Yeah, they're literally in my house. And, I said, yes, her name is Amber. And so after a bit of talking, they said to me again, the same thing. If you want to continue, having a family, You have to make the right choice and, get rid of her, like have her leave. And at
Oh
this
my
point,
god. Oh
yeah,
my
at
god.
this point, Amber had built, she had always been so strong. She had been helping me throughout the entire thing. I was sick of this relationship that I had with my family. And I
Mm-hmm.
said, no, I'm not going to do that. And so that was the last time I ever saw my parents, ever,
Oh
after
my
that.
god. Oh my
Besides,
god. Yeah,
besides my
sorry.
father,
Mm-hmm.
besides my father, me and him talk from time to time, but my mom, she's called me a monster. Um,
For having a life?
yeah, for having a life, I'm not allowed to see my little sister. I'm not allowed to talk to any of my family. The only family I'm allowed to talk to are my grandparents who aren't in the religion, who my parents, kind of like kept me away from because, they weren't in the religion. So that was the whole scenario. Oh yeah, it sucked, dude. Yeah.
It totally sucked. I was like expecting like something. Yeah, you were not motivated to upload again or anything. But I never expected that. Oh my
No,
god.
no, yeah, it was
Oh,
legit. Every person that I've told it to is like, "Oh, then yeah, I can totally understand."
so you're living probably with Amber right now, or what?
Well, that
What's the
that is
deal?
the main problem. My life is way out of control. Amber lives all the way in Virginia,
Okay.
all the way in Virginia. And the reason that life is becoming a little bit harder is because she has to move here. She has to because her life is also, really sad right now. I've been helping her with a lot of personal problems that she's been dealing with. And so we've both just been, helping each other out throughout the entire thing. And she's like, if you want to pursue these dreams, you can. And I'm like, well, I can't right now. I got so much that I need to focus on. It's also a part of,
Mm-hmm.
because of all those years of like people, spitting in my face and telling me that I can't or never will, that, especially with the final nail in the coffin of my parents just straight up like I was crying for hours
Oh my god. Oh my god.
after they left the last time that I saw them. It kind of like solidified that fear of I'll never be good enough.
How can a
Uh,
religion control your life like that? I mean, you're abandoning your own son who you have been,
Raising,
yeah, raising, who have you've been
caring
raising
for,
for,
and
caring for
nurturing,
a lot, like 15 or 20 years, and just like nothing, they are
just like
ditching.
that.
Just like that,
Just
nothing. Just because you have a girlfriend. Just, oh
yep.
my god, this is so unbelievable for me.
Yeah, it was very, very, very extreme. And I had seen it coming for miles and miles because,
Mm,
when I was younger and I was starting YouTube and they were saying this stuff, I knew at some point it would, come and get me, but I was always afraid and I always denied it. If I had left sooner, maybe I would have like saved a lot more pain and all that, but I didn't because of the fear of being left alone, completely alone.
how are you doing right now?
Oh, I am still swinging. That is for sure. I
Yeah,
don't
keep swimming, keep swimming.
That is the thing that people have always asked me, like,
Mm,
how can you, after, surviving
all that.
fucking all this mental trauma, how do you keep swinging? Like, how do you keep, fighting? And I have the same thing to say every time. I'm like, because why wouldn't I? What
Exactly.
what is the purpose of giving up and losing all the progress that I've made in the past? All that time I was striving to prove them wrong. I was fighting and, bleeding and just getting abused the entire time just to prove them wrong. And if at this point, why now would I give up? My dad, he's the nicer of the parents.
Mm-hmm.
Nice as in completely, abandoning your son. He still talks to me. But
Mm-hmm.
that's the thing. I think he's in the same, situation as me where he feels trapped but doesn't, he doesn't have anything to like he has everything to lose and doesn't want to do that. My dad was a very strong, like a morally strong guy. And he always told me, like, son, life is like a storm, right? And you're on a ship in the middle of the storm and it's throwing and thrashing you about. Now, you could be like almost everyone else. It's okay to be frightened. He's like, just promise me that you'll never, jump into the ocean because that's that. That is the permanent solution, and it's not a good permanent solution. He told me, he's like, son, I want you to think throughout this entire storm, I want you to see what goal you have in mind. What inspires you to keep on going? Keep that in mind, and you'll get through the storm.
Damn. Your dad had something really wise to say.
My dad was a very, very morally strong person. I think the only reason that he did it, to me is because, he had everything to lose. He would gain nothing. Because his entire family is in the religion as well. Like, there's no one outside that he can talk to.
Like, the church is your life.
That's the thing. Me and him were both born and raised in this religion.
Oh my God. It's so much shit going on the world, and that's another point of it, I think.
Oh yeah, it was a crazy ride.
I was actually thinking about like doing a wholesome podcast, but that's not a problem because life is not always wholesome or happy, because life always grabs us by the balls sometimes.
Yeah, I think the wholesome part of it, right, is that, yeah, life is very, very, very sad. It's sad a lot of the time, but you know what's happy about life?
Tell me.
The people who survive these conundrums, who survive these situations, and don't just, they don't just survive it, they help others survive it. They see that other people are in pain just like them, and they take all their experiences and they help the person, getting back up from where they've fallen.
I really hope that you're doing that as well with you sharing your experiences.
Oh yeah, I always hope that I'm helping people.
I can imagine some people are really in the same situation as you, and never heard of people that are in the same situation, because the world is like candy, nothing is bad, everything is good.
Yeah,
and that's the internet, for example.
That was the whole thing. One quote that I like saying, I think is from Tupac. He says, "I don't want to be the fire, I want to be the spark that starts the flame." Yeah, and that's always what I've been going by. I'll never give up as long as I can help other people and myself to become not just, the best person that I can be for myself, but the best person that I can be for myself and others. So
totally,
that has always been my motto to try to go by.
So now we all know why you stopped after all that and the beginning of your really good channel. Oh my God, this was a roller coaster.
I'm sorry that
totally fine.
Like a 10-minute.
Totally fine. But let's get to something a bit more happier and get to the question showdown.
Let's do it. I'm ready.
What is your favorite Overwatch ship?
Mayhem.
Your favorite Asian country?
My favorite Asian country? Japan.
Anime or cartoon?
Anime.
Do you like to scream or be rather at the quieter side like ASMR?
Oh, I love to scream.
YouTube bad or YouTube good?
That's a meh.
You have to answer.
Bad. It's bad.
Horses or cars?
Horses, man.
Favorite Overwatch champ?
Reinhardt.
And how old is America?
Oh, like 300 years old?
Probably. I don't know myself. I've researched it.
I'm very dumb. You'll have to excuse me.
No problem. I don't know it as well. I don't even know how old Austria is. probably some 2,000 years year old. I don't
I'm
know.
like trying to bring up all the Hamilton stuff, the knowledge that I have in my head. I'm like, what did he say in the musical?
Another thing is what I wanted to ask. What would you, in your situation, because we now know why you stopped, would you recommend people starting YouTube?
Of course. Of course, I would always recommend starting something, especially if you're passionate about it. If you want to start something that you think could work, I recommend doing it. You know, nothing is stopping you from following your dreams. But the one thing that I advise is be smart about it. Don't fully, you know, go into it like you're buying a lottery ticket and you're expecting to win. You got to be smart, because that's the whole thing with YouTube, is that you have to follow by the algorithm. You have to go by all this crazy stuff. But that's the thing, you know, the harder the work, the better the reward.
Yeah.
And so that's what I suggest, is that, you know, if you work hard for it, if you really push for it, then yeah, you should definitely try it. Do it. Do it. I did.
And another thing is, what would you say is the best thing that happened because of YouTube? We know the worst thing, but what's about the best thing?
I think the best thing was what we were talking about before. You know, I see so many positive comments. You know, this made my day. You know, this really helped me. I thank you for that. And that's usually what I want, you know, to see happen. You know,
So inspiring people, making them happy.
Yeah, seeing them follow their own paths and, you know, gain strength from their own confidence.
That is something very positive and good. I love that.
Yeah.
So we are ending here, and thank you for sharing your heartfelt story. I wasn't expecting that.
Literally nobody ever does.
And I hope
like, how are you?
You can really share. You can really inspire some people with sharing your stories to go their own paths.
Yeah.
So
I hope that I can as well.
And we hope we can see from you soon again on your channel, maybe.
Of course.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to keep uploading. I've especially started taking up voice acting and just trying to get projects, for random projects and getting paid that way, and doing a lot of other stuff. So
you
yeah,
probably
I'll be
get a
uploading
lot
to
of
YouTube.
projects because your voice is crisp. I
Yeah,
really like
like
that
I
voice. I really like that voice.
If you ever need it, go ahead and ask.
Oh yeah. So thank you for coming, and thank you for sharing.
Of course. Thank you for having me.